I really liked Sega. I thought they were a really good fit for CA, and they liked us. And yeah, it worked well because they were just a good fit from the beginning.
I'm right in thinking from pretty early on they like mentioned the word acquisition, like they might be interested.
Yeah, they said, like, from the first get-go, they said, after we've been working together a few months, we might like to start talks about acquisitions. And okay, fine, sure, whatever. And then probably after about 3 weeks, they said, we'd like to start those talks. I said, I thought you wanted to work together for a bit. Then, we know each other. So yeah, it was quite quick, yeah.
And what was your feeling at that point? You said that you just had a pretty rough year and found the job and the responsibility, I guess, quite stressful.
Mm.
Did you see that as like a way to take a step back, or did you have conflicting feelings, or how did you feel about the idea of selling?
Well, that's the thing, because as well as the company, there's me as a person, and I'd been working really hard for 18 years with a lot of stress, and as you will probably appreciate with the divorce comment, a few personal issues going on in the background as well, and everyone has their breaking point, and I had 100% reached mine, and I've been through, along the way, 3 full-on bouts of suicidal depression, and I was spent. I was completely shot. And me personally, I needed to get out. I actually didn't want to leave. I just needed a break, and I really should have just negotiated or tried to negotiate myself a sabbatical. And I kind of regret that. But I didn't, and I was just so desperate to get out of there. I just did exactly that. And that's one of my regrets, really, because I'm sure everybody just thought that I was just after the money and then just was off. But the truth of the matter is, once the sale went through, I hadn't really seen much of my kids for such a long time, and I was just so spent after that tough year we'd had, and obviously all the personal issues that were going on, that, to be honest, I had a 6-month contract with Sega, and I didn't even go into the office that much, really, which is it's hardly surprising. When September came, they got rid of me, really. I was about as much used as a chocolate teapot, and which is a shame, but again, probably made everyone think he's lost interest, which I hadn't. But like I said, I just personally was done, and I needed a break. And it took me quite a few months, probably a year, to really get my shit back together. It was one of those things, I wanted to be able to leave, I didn't want to actually leave. I wanted the pressure of having to be there to go, but I didn't want to actually go. The money sort of lifted all that stress from me, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But it was weird. I was in such a bad place at the time that, to be honest, I felt really ashamed, and I actually couldn't go in the office. I sort of felt I'd let everybody down.
What did you feel ashamed about?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, she's a bit emotional. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd always espoused how good it was being an independent developer, and then I'd gone and sold, and I sort of felt, again, because I wasn't turning up much, that everyone would think I was just after the money and I didn't care, and none of that was true. And then I guess in a way what made it worse was then when I left, Sega censored my, sort of departing note to strip it of any emotional content, so I couldn't really say anything other than bare basic facts, so I couldn't even tell anybody how I actually even felt. And it had been it was my life for 18 years, On September the 4th, I was a husband, a full-time dad, a boss whose opinion on everything mattered, and at the centre of something good and creative and whatever. And on September the 5th, I was none of those things. I was single, I was a part-time dad, and the biggest decision I'd make all week was what to eat for dinner. And it took me about a year or two to actually stop checking my emails every 15 minutes.
Right.
It's like, no one emails you, Tim. It's just spam.